people struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
We love the open county of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right.
We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
All right. All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon to each and every one of you that are locked in again on the on this new program. I must say this new program. So to all my targets, I want to say a special good afternoon to you and thank you for being here. And I will ask you to do the honorable thing first to share the live as you join. Share the live because tonight I can say it's tonight. Now it's night or afternoon. It's afternoon still, almost going into night. Right. So tune in on the live and share. Ask your friend, your family to join. Just let them know that Kevin Lorimer is on target. And then most of all, we have a very special guest here this afternoon, the 007 guys. All right. So, let us join the live this afternoon. And, we don't have anything in particular that we want to target. This is a random discussion this afternoon. And like I said, if y'all want to call in, no problem. Y'all want to call in and share your views and opinions. Y'all have questions, you can do so. We are open for that this afternoon. And first and foremost, I must say a special good afternoon to Salim Mohammed, Fatu Sharma, Teresa Ferreira, Omar Sharif, and all those who are locked in on this program this afternoon. And guys, please share the live as you're locked in. And also, I want to say good afternoon to those who are locked in on TikTok as well. I see it's Kobe. I have I'm seeing some persons here. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for tuning in as well on TikTok. So if y'all want the actual live, y'all on TikTok, come over to Facebook. So you can have the opportunity to be on the live interview this afternoon, myself and Mr. James Bond, Attorney James Bond, and like I said, we will be having a nice gap this afternoon. Elizabeth Ramcharan, good afternoon to you. All right, guys. So don't let me delay time because I know Mr. Bond as well. Take the time off, just to share with us this afternoon. And we all have things to do. Persons preparing for school and work and so on. So yes, Elizabeth, 007, you know the thing. Anyway, anyway, guys. So let us go straight into discussion here, and I want to say a special good afternoon to my good friend James Bond. How are you, my brother?
I good, Kevin. Good, 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 good. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Yeah, yeah, buddy. Your body good. Your body good. Things nice. Once things nice, we smile. Even if things are nice, we just still smile. We make the best of everything.
Correct.
It's how to deal with it in public. So, but I know things nice, especially in Linden. Things nice, but I invite you to Linden partner. Things nice, nice in Linden. So you gotta come Linden. So what's going on
I'm
in
gonna
your
make that trip. I'll make that trip.
yeah, yeah, you definitely, definitely. If you come, well, ask you when Linden, James. Well, ask you when Linden.
In December, I was there in December.
Well, partner, I tell
On
you,
business, don't work. Hmm.
from December to now, the amount of development that happened, you're gonna last if you come Linden. I know I tell you.
Wow, wow, wow.
Things just happening all around, When you what sometimes, especially in Amelia's ward, when you go up in Amelia's ward, buddy, when you go, you guarantee that something changed wrong the next day. The way this government operating in Linden here, I know of other regions, but in Linden here, the way this government operating is like them wife in the house. They just switch on the house whole day. Whole if a thief man come in my house and plan today, if he come back tomorrow, you can get catch because he last. But in the other way, is that right? In the other
That's
way is
facts,
that
that's
bro,
facts.
on a serious note, on a serious note, there's a whole lot that's happening in the region here, and it's unprecedented. And I believe, like myself, many Londoners are embracing this form of development. And one of the things I admire as well on the ground, people not more like to say looking at politics. People looking at, hey, we got government doing things that we get involved. You understand? Because everybody's benefited,
Yeah,
right? And this is what we want. This is what we
yeah,
want. We got to work in inclusively to bring a change in our community. The time for politics ain't come yet.
yeah,
Time that they're far yet. You understand? So we got to work for development.
yep,
What's
yep.
going on your end, man? I'm talking too much, man. Those you think to talk, man. Those you think to talk.
No, no, you could talk, man. You could talk. And the thing is, I could agree with you because just this midday, I was taking my mom. I took my mom on a drive around, down in some of the schemes on the East Coast. And she was amazed. She was shocked. She's like, I didn't know all this going on. I didn't know all this going on. So the development, the pace, I said it last week. The pace at which we're growing. I've never seen the country grow um, in this kind of rate before. And it is heartening to see the level of progress, the pace of growth. Um, I love the direction that Guyana is going. I see a lot of mud dams, not concrete dams. Right
Mhm,
now I'm on a dam that used to be mud. Now
mhm,
there's
mhm.
concrete roads and speed humps and it's lined and that kind of thing, with yellow lines marking it off. And so a lot of stuff is happening. When you drive, you see the new hospitals going up, the new schools going up. Um, the development is tremendous. And kudos to the government. Kudos to the aggressiveness of the government, and bringing development and bringing um, some measure of hope to people in terms of having their lives made much easier.
But what's the strangest thing though, Mr. Bond? What's the strangest thing? With all this, sometimes run out of words. We could have our differences, right? But we have to deal with reality. And with all this is going on, you still got people complaining. And this is a general statement. This is not a particular party or a particular individual. Generally, you still got some people, right? Who's still telling you to your face that what the government do, what they're doing for we, how we can eat road. Like when I hear these things, I heard you mention something on Freddie Kissoon show. You said, I think, what was you telling me? You said it got to be a blind person to say that they ain't seeing development in this land, in this country, right,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah. Even
It's
Stevie Wonder could see it, man.
bro. You got to it's a little guy,
Even
and
Stevie Wonder could see this development. I, yeah, but the thing is, some people, not a lot of people. Some people are still waiting for that handout. Some people are not willing to say, well, I'm going to go and get whatever I desire. I must have a purpose. I must have a mission. I must have a goal. I've set myself these goals. Let me see how I could get them. And it doesn't have to be via the government, the route of the government. I could tell people I'm in business, but I tap into the private sector. I tap heavily into the private sector.
mm,
Because the private sector is growing. There's the thing about it. Yes, government is doing what it has to do, but the private sector is also growing. The private sector is also expanding, and you could
mm,
there's scope. Like for example, I spoke to a company today, and he said, yeah, Friday, and they were like, Mr. Bond, we have uh, a number of suppliers, yes, but we definitely will need, because these suppliers may not do
mm, mm,
the items and products they're looking for. They're saying, look, these folks will not do, so we'll definitely be relying on you and looking forward to doing business with you. So that is my thing. You gotta want it. You gotta want it. You gotta work towards it. If not, then this world is not for you. This world is not for lazy people. When I was campaigning, I always said it's not for Rockback George and Lazy Louise. You know,
mm, mm.
it's not for
Yeah,
those
yeah,
kind of people. You have to be a go-getter. That's what this life is actually made of. You gotta be a go-getter. If you're not a go-getter, if you're not a person who's going to seize life by the scruff, then this life is not for you. Success is not for you. So that has been my thing, just to show young people. And some persons, you gotta show them it. Everyone is not gonna see the opportunities, or see what is around them. I've got so many stories of guys, um, from Tiger Bay in the ghetto. They're around, but they're not seeing an avenue out of the ghetto. So you gotta show them. You gotta say, here, you could do this, you could do that, you could do the other, you could do the tar. These are things you could do, and give them that kind of inspiration. But there are those who know but refuse to get up and get, and that is the sickening part. You know, that's the
exactly.
sickening part. So we got a work cut out in terms of nation building, because you will need all hands on deck. And presently, um, in Guyana, there's still, I think, a large section of the population that has not understood or seen, the kind of avenue that is being created for us to all succeed, all grow together. You know.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, one of the things that you mentioned here, go out and get. I guess some persons don't understand this way. Um, some person is of the opinion that it's a government's responsibility to look after its people. I don't know how they term it, or what they have in mind, like how they visualize it. And from my perspective, is that a government is always there as the foundation of the people. They meet you halfway and then make it work, make it better yet. For a matter of fact, you have a government presently who's meeting people 80% more than halfway. You understand? And the opportunities is out there. It's right there. It's just that you have to, make yourself accessible. Go out there and access what is out there for you. Right? But the saddest thing about it as well, you have some people from the other side who is trying to tell people or trying to distract them as well that look, don't take nothing from this government, or they're paying you off. These are the kinds of things that I really can't deal with, and especially it happens a lot in Linden here. It happens a lot. But something I want to throw to you, Mr. Bond. Um, I saw it on many cases, on many instances coming from, and I'm going to speak specifically on the opposition side, where this narrative has been peddled that the People's Progressive Party civic government victimize against black people in Guyana. Um, I heard a lot of people in the opposition bench use that term. And at the time when you work along with it, I can never recall a day you said that. As a matter of fact, I remember you and Mark Benchcop and the other guy from Linden here. I don't even remember his name. God, he's irrelevant in my view, right? I remember when you and him had it out, and like somebody would have mentioned it, they said James Bond is a fair thinking person, and I think you had it out. You and them had it out in relations to the same statement, right? But what's your take on that for over the years and even as we speak with that statement?
No, I could tell I've had one experience. One single person made a statement, a racial statement to me, who was on the side of the People's Progressive Party. Said it happened once. And I want to say this here, um, in all the political parties, there's racism. There are those fringe elements. But I could tell this here for without fear of successful contradiction. I have never had any encounter of racism from the leadership and general membership of the People's Progressive Party Civic. I've never had it, except for that one isolated incident in 15 years from someone who was, in my estimation, he was now coming into the P. He was with the PV, but he was now playing a kind of a prominent role with the party. Um, and he made certain statements which I considered racist. But I could tell you when I first got into politics with Mr. Sri Paul Murray, the relation between the PPP and the PNC was different than now. Um, and this year, I don't know, probably Vice President Jack, they can't remember this. But when Winston Murray had fell and suffered that severe head injury, I was the person who called him on behalf of the group, on behalf of the Winston Murray group, to have facilitated the neurosurgeon, etc., to come into Ghana to operate on Mr. Murray or to have him flown out. So and of course VP Jagdi was more than willing to assist and did assist. The government did assist then. So my first thing I could tell you, the first time I get into politics, there was camaraderie between the PPP and the PNC. There was never about race. And coming through, I could remember even before then, I was at Janet Jagan's funeral. Most persons didn't know that. But as a young lawyer, I attended Janet Jagan's funeral at Babu John. Myself and Paul McKay went to that funeral. So, and I could tell people I've never had a racist encounter. I've seen a lot of Afro Guyanese members of the PNC, members of the PNC go over to the PPP, and they've never complained of racism. I've seen a lot of Afro Guyanese within the PPPC, and they've never complained of racism. As a matter of fact, I could say this: within the PPPC, Afro Guyanese advance, in terms of their political careers, whatever it is. So I've never experienced racism from the general leadership or membership of the PPPC. And it is a ploy by some, I call them wild men, to coin Carbon's phrase. You see, in when all you have is a race card, when all you have is that, you have to pull it. You can't tell people, well, look, I could do better, or I could do this, or I could do that. All you could say is, look, the other side is racist. But more and more Guyanese are gravitating towards the People's Progressive Party. Why? I could tell you when I decided to support President Ali, There were more Afro Guyanese calling me to say, look, we're with you, than Indo Guyanese. Scores of young people. They've even now organized themselves into a group, to support um, President Ali and the PPC. Why? Is it racism? No, it's not racism that they see a party that is progressive. They see a party they can relate to. You see, the thing is, people want to go places. People want to do things. They want to change the world. They want to change their living conditions. And the People's Progressive Party, they provide that for them. They give that leadership. They show that they know what they're doing, and that is something that transcends race. When you have an identity that is progressive, people will gravitate to it. People don't want to be stuck. This is 2025. Who wants to be stuck? And
Exactly.
be bogged down by these uh, racial connotations and epithets and barriers and compartments. Whether you're Indo Guyanese, whether you're Afro Guyanese, whether you're Amerindian, you want to move forward. You want your family to move forward, and it's not just about government, like I said before. There is scope with throughout Guyana, and just that the government drives that, but there is scope that you could succeed in spite of race, and that's what I try to get the Guyanese to understand. You can't blame race because almost every race reached to the top in every single field, in politics, law, medicine. People, 6 diverse races to succeed in spite of race. And so once you want to work hard, once you want to succeed, uh, the scope is there, the avenues are there, and the People's Progressive Party Civic is just playing its role as a in the ET Party Civic shows. I think they're the fastest growing party right now in Guyana. They're attracting more. They're attracting persons of all walks of life, of all ages, and it's something that people are gravitating to. The race card, I say this to people. If they tell you about the racism in the PPC, go and see it for yourself. Come over to the PPC and see for yourself. If you're in the media, millions of miles away, far removed from the realities of Guyana, come and tell you they're not in the PPC to tell you that there's racism in the PPC. It kind of seems illogical to me.
James. Speaking about the same speaking in the same aspect of racism, and I want to share your sentiment as well. Um, I don't think I could ever recall, for the time being, with the People's Progressive Party Civic, and I'm talking about since 2003, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's as a youth coming up. I could never recall encountering any form of racism, or would have seen it from the elders, right? And more so, um, Region 10 is predominantly Afro Guyanese, and I would have seen the leadership from a tender age, or from a young age. I would have seen the leadership of Vice President Barjaglio, and he always has this connection to Linden, and the people of Linden is connected to him. Um, More so, you have persons on the opposition side who would point out the vice president as a racist person, right? And I try to put those pieces together to see how it match, right? And it can never match, because why? He's always on the ground. If something happens in Linden, I've seen it more than once where Barjaglio was actually the solution to that problem. When we had the unrest in Linden, we had various extremes being happened there, and I've seen it erupt. So you mentioned about the race card. This is the last resort of somebody holding on to a straw, hoping not to drown. And I believe that in today's societies and today's generation, and more so, we are equipped to technology. I believe that the younger generation is straying away from that. The younger generation, for a matter of fact, don't even want to hear about that, right? I think we lost James a bit because he's driving. The signal, he's going to be back there, right? So yes, so I personally would have seen, contrary to what they are trying to tell us, right? James, I think we lost James a bit there with a signal. All right, guys, so let we hold. Yeah, the signal went off a bit.
Signal went a bit, and this the speaker. I cannot hear you clearly.
Yeah, I guess probably because you're driving, the signal went off a bit.
Oh, could be.
All right, guys, yeah, just hold a bit. I guess we getting like a heavy feedback, like a heavy feedback. Yeah.
No, well, we stopped. We stopped.
Yeah, I think I'm hearing you.
We were hearing each other clear just now, man. We were doing good just now.
Uh-huh. I think it's after the signal cut off and it come on back. It's getting a feedback like.
All right, drivers. Yeah, we were doing good just now. Driving, we were having a good conversation just now. Driving, I don't know if you come around some high towers or something. So,
You want to do James? Log out and then log in back.
we'll do that.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So in the meantime, we're waiting on James Bond to return. I want to say good afternoon to Danwati Lutan, Roman Harlal, all the way from Canada. Assad Gittins from Assad Giddens, good afternoon to you. Krista Kurpasad, Ariza Lewis, Maury Terrence, Arjun Januar, and of course we have Jim. Good afternoon to you, brother. All right, so guys, basically we just like I said, this is a random discussion. We have a more strategic live that is coming up to go into some in-depth conversation. So we just basically wrapping this afternoon. We have a day when myself and James will come back and we'll go into real business, where we go in-depth conversation. But if you guys have questions as well, like I would have said, you can call in on 624-5454 and ask any question, right? We just basically rapping about developments around Linden, Region 10, and in all the regions around Guyana, especially well, not especially, of course, all the regions we're talking about, right? So yes, please ensure to tune in, share the live as well. So I saw, well, I don't know if many of you persons are you have a TikTok account or you're on TikTok, right? But if you are, or if you're not, for a matter of fact, then I would advise you to get one, because I have some videos running out there and it's upsetting them on the other side. All right, so I have James in the background here again, and we'll add him back to the light. Right, so yeah, James, so we have you back here again.
Yeah, thanks, man. And we gotta do this the next time in live in studio.
Yeah. Well, I know. Well, I know. I was just telling the fathers. We have a plan segment where we will be in studio and have a more in-depth conversation and so on. But it's just basically talking up, developments this afternoon and highlight, certain things this afternoon, right? James, one of the thing I see that you're coming under some serious public attack, by persons who disagree with you. So, when I see things like this, I smile because I can tell you personally, um, why, or for matter of fact, it just bothers me that if somebody decided to take another direction from the opposition side, why they always cut some people, and especially if it's an Afro Guyanese, like in this case yourself, you become a house slave, all the worst things, you know. I just wanted to know how you coping with it, my brother. How are you coping with it?
No, it is very simple, and you got look at whether or not you've ever seen this kind of sustained attack um, on someone who is left or transition from one party to the next. I've never seen, I've never witnessed it. Sustained attack for weeks on end. And I tell you the reason is because they know what they lost. They know who they lost. If it was somebody who was inconsequential, who was of no moment, this would have blown over. But they know who's the person that is going to the PPC. They understand my competency and skill set. And the other thing too, a lot of the persons who are attacking, I tell people they don't know me. They never know me. People who are close to me, they've all called me or messaged me and wished me the best. And there's a reason for that. It's because they understood that for the past uh, 15, 15 years or thereabout, I've lived and breathed the PNCR. Lived and breathed. I've never asked of anything. I've never made demands of the party. And I'm probably one of the few persons, if ever, probably the only person you see that has walked away without any acrimony or angst or any. Was I love the comrades, but this is something that I have to do.
Looks like we losing James a bit again, man. The signal. James,
There's a greater role for me to play, and yeah, the people I was saying, the people that criticizing. Can you hear me now?
yeah, get in now. Yeah, we missed the whole part
Yeah,
just
the
now.
people who criticize. I don't know them. Yeah, I don't know them. I don't know them. Um, their views. Uh,
Hello, how are you? Hi, good night. Who invited you, bruh? Where you from? Oh, shy. I'm gonna disconnect my live. You know what? I'm coming back because I'm not outside.
All right, guys. I guess we probably lose James a bit there, and the signal is a bit bad. Uh-huh.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it's where I am. I think it's where I am. I I
Okay.
am
Okay.
way I'm way up on in the East Coast. going to
Yeah.
check out
Yeah.
a, going to check out a PPP comrade actually who's very dear to me, who's very close to me. A PPP comrade I call Pops actually. When I was
Uh-huh.
getting into private practice, and I actually had to go to him. You
Uh-huh.
know,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I had to go to him, and he was like, James, go do your thing. You have my blessings. That's I tell people. I've never experienced anything negative from the People's Progressive Party Civic, the leadership and general membership. But back to the people that are criticizing. For the
Mm-hmm.
past few years, um, they've seen it. If they say they see and they know me, I didn't get a call from them to say, or a call suggesting, oh, let us, what are we doing with Mr. Bond? We know the role he played in all these elections, all these campaigns, in the role in the party, in and out a season. What are you guys doing with James Bond? Are you using him? Are you this? So people get showed this kind of um, show these fangs or release their venom convenient to them. I want to see. I would love to see them after in 2050 when there were no young people there. I would love to see that this same venom, this same alarm when there weren't much young people um, given crucial roles in government. I would have loved to see that. I would love to see that this kind of um, venom, etc. When they had to go to the polls. I would love to see this energy. So this is a fake energy. This is a fake social media energy. Like when I see James McAllister writing that I used to be outside of the PNC, etc. executive meetings over the past couple of years. I've never gone to the PNC, the central election. Never. I'm way too busy to be liming somewhere. The only time I can remember being at Congress Place in the evening was when Aubrey was running for lead and I gave him my support. I don't waste time. I have no time to waste. So again, this is a fake hit. This is a fake hit. So I laugh. Actually the reason why you responded to these people, why you this, why you the, and some of my friends just try to go on attack. Say, yo, stop it. These folks that are spewing this kind of nonsense, they have nothing to do. They have zero to do. They fall into a kind of place where um, somebody says match and they holler fire. Somebody says water, they say river. But this is of no moment to them. It
They
doesn't
don't have a
concern
clue.
them.
They
They
don't have
have
a
a clue
clue.
what's going on.
And
If
it,
this,
even because you to James, it always one
you
of the
could
sad
cut
things.
me.
No offense to the people of the diaspora. The diaspora people, especially on the PVP side, I know they play a major role, right? They have an input. They might not be eligible to vote, or they might not be here in Guyana, but they play a key role as well. And I've seen it as well, just like you. I've seen it, I've experienced it, and I guess you know it as well, because I came under some serious attack as well. And most of the time, when you check it, 95% of those persons that come on the attack, that attack you for matter of fact, they don't have a clue about you. They don't even know a simple thing is your age. They know nothing about you. And most of them live in the diaspora. They don't come to
Correct.
Guyana
That
contribute anything. They don't come in the streets. They don't go in the rain. They don't go in the sun. They don't do house to house registration. They don't do nothing. But they have the most meanest thing to say. They have
they're
the
loud. They're
they
loud.
that's one word for them. They are loud. You understand?
They're
But
very loud.
bro, I sit down every day, and I go on your page, your posts, your comments, with the comments, and I see this like, bro, this just refresh me of what I also encountered, but more so they come after you in a hard way, because why? It's like you would have mentioned. It's not in a form as though to say, all right, you're exaggerating. We all know you play a major role in that East Coast area when it comes to the youth. We've seen you done the work on the ground in the community. And any party that lose a member of such, right, it will hurt them. It will hurt them. And the saddest thing is that they did not utilize you. From 2015 to 2020, they did not utilize you. You understand? And like you mentioned, they spoke about youth leadership. They spoke about, oh, you will have a youth government, but we didn't see that, right? You didn't see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yep. That we were saying there's facts. We were saying there's facts, and I'm the kind of person, like I say, at no point in time they had to come and say, "James, what we're going to give you." this money to run a campaign or do what you have to do. I've always been resourceful enough to raise funds, to use my own resources, to mobilize people, to organize them and execute whatever tasks there were. And this is not just East Coast. I did this nationally. I did this nationally. I had a group of young people. We traveled the length and breadth of this country. A lot of places we been, we never highlighted. But we had a core group. We were traveling the length and breadth of this country, and it's gonna come back. You're gonna see, like I tell you, you see, you don't know what's happening under the surface. You see all this brouhaha at the top, but they know. I think some people know that there's gonna be something coming just now, a groundswell. There's gonna be a revolution in this country, and I'm telling you, mark my words, the People's Progressive Party Civic will win close to 2/3 majority of the vote, come 2025. Because
Ex-
we're gonna create a wave with the young people. And it's gonna take a lot of work. And I tell them, one thing they can't cuss James Bond about. You can call him soup drinker, house slave catcher. You could never see lazy. And I tell them, I say,
exactly.
outwork me. I dare you, outwork me. So I'm eager. I'm eager. I'm ready. I'm excited. I feel so comfortable in what I did, the decision I made. Something you kind of have second thoughts. It's something I never had a single second thought about.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
when I see and this budget speech, I'm going to tell you this here. This budget speech made me realize even further. Something. I'm so happy I made that decision to say, look, let me just go. Let me just go on the other side and see what's gonna happen over there. Because I'm gonna say this here at present, the vision to lead, the vision
Hmm.
to lead resides. Let me say to lead. The vision of leadership resides with His Excellency and his team. Ghana sees it. I saw it during the budget speech, and I was disappointed. You know, of the effort of the opposition. Totally disappointed. And it shows that the opposition needs to regroup, and as and find a common vision for Guyana. You know, and it's going to take some work, and I wish them well. But at present, I can tell you, when you hear Dr. Ashley's presentation, when you heard um, Minister Rodriguez's presentation, some of the processes I actually listened to, um, it was cheese to chalk. It was cheese to chalk. So we need a country that is progressive, and I want to say without a shadow of a doubt that the People's Progressive Party Civic represents that.
Exactly. And
And by the way, let me address this one thing. Let me address this one thing. This I think the criticism again was saying, look, there's a guy who spoke against the PP Civic, who fought the PP Civic, who got shot by the PP Civic, etc., etc., etc. How come we support the PP Civic? And I'm saying it's very simple, very simple. On the issue with criticisms of the party, when you're in opposition, your job and duty is to dissect the policies of the government. That is
mm-hmm.
it is a cut and thrust game. You're supposed to dissect. So in most instances, you won't be highlighting the positives of the PP Civic if you were on the PP, if you're the PNC. That goes with the terrain of politics. All right. But if persons looked at my budget speeches and my speeches in Parliament, they were always balanced. I always thought to be fair. Now it comes to when I was shot by the police in Hatfield Street. There and then, myself, Brigadier Collins, and the rest of the leadership decided that we were not going to push this issue further. We forgive. It might seem weird, it seems strange, but at that time we forgive. It's like Father forgive them for they know not what they do. It was that kind of moment. We realized, look, we were part of a struggle. We were part of a mission to for free and fair elections, and this is the price that we were committed to pay. All right. That if you forgive at that stage, why am I not still holding that against them? You know, I say I forgive the PPC if I forgive everyone in that instance. because it was a decision of the collective leadership. Look, this is politics. This is what you signed up for. Put on your big man pants and move on. And I was prepared to do that. All right. So at the end of the day, we have to be mature enough to say, look, irrespective of what happened in the past, what is before us? Are we still going to hang on to these vestiges of the past and be stuck in the past? Or are we going to see what the future holds and work towards that? And I decide, look, I'm not going to be stuck in the past. I see some people proud of what happened in the 70s. I see people looking at the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. This is 2025.
Right.
Your vision must be 2030, 2040, 2050.
And
Not
beyond.
1970 and 1960, you know. And therein lies the difference in the approaches towards leadership. Whereas some are still hanging on to the past, some are looking to forge a new future. Well, I rather forge a new future, my brother. I rather forge a new future, you know. Um, and it's something that I'm ready to do. It's something I'm willing to do, and it's something I think I'm very much able to do.
Well, you know the point that you mentioned here, with the 1965 and beyond, and um, sometimes, yeah, it's good to know your history. But I continue to say one thing, James. I don't want to hear what happened from 2015 go back, right? I made that statement and somebody came after me the other day. I said, I don't want to hear anything that happened from 2015 and back. So they jump out of, oh, so you don't want to hear nothing about Jack Dio and Chetty and them. I said, here now, if we can go back from 2015 to 1992, then I want to go back from 1992 right back. You understand? And then it was so hypocritical of him. He trying to tell me why I digging up the past. You just tell me don't. You just tell me I got to remember what happened from 2015 to 1992. You understand? But you want to talk from 1992 what happened back. I then now I now digging up the past. You understand? So I keep saying, right? I keep saying, James, is that I want us to talk
Yeah,
about
Bridget.
I want us to talk about 2015 to 2020 and 2020 to 2025. If we're gonna do comparison, right? And this this is especially what I want to say to the young people, especially, right? You have it. Young people live from 2015 to 2020 to 2025, and let us put it on a scale, and you decide from then which government is the best government for you, which government has your future in their hands, which government that has a brighter future for you. You understand? This is what I want to talk about. Going back to those things, you're only digging up thing, and it's all about who did what, and I don't want to hear
Yeah.
the
It, no, this thing is, you could know your history. Nobody's saying don't know your history. Know your history.
exactly,
Because he who
exactly,
doesn't know his past is bound to repeat it. Know your history, but at no time you're supposed to be in 2025 and genuflecting on 1960, 1970.
exactly,
It is a backward way to do. It is backward. And Guyana is stuck in that mold. And it's both sides of the coin. It's both sides of the coin. Who ain't doing what in 1950 and 1940, 1960, 1970. And I'm like, what is happening now? How does that benefit now? Do you want to go back to those days? You know,
exactly,
you know what happened in that time. But how do you ensure it does not happen again? Not by saying it, not by repeating it a million times, but putting systems and policies in place to stop it from happening. And that's what we got to be serious about. Instead of just repeating verbatim what somebody tell you, what somebody tell them, what somebody tell them, what somebody tell them, advocate for new
exactly,
policies that advance the
exactly.
society, that advance our recognition of rights, etc. in the country. And you see it in the U.S. The US, the US don't blame Republicans from the 1700s, the 1800s, and the 1900s, and the 1950s, 60s. You see them,
Yep.
they judge immediate administration against immediate administration. They don't go
Exactly.
two, three, four, five administrations back. I've never heard a Democrat. We had a Democratic president with Biden. He did not blame Bush policies. You know, he compared himself to Trump's administration. And when
Exactly.
Trump is in there, he never compared himself to Clinton's administration. You know,
Exactly.
I've never heard it.
Exactly.
So we have got to be more progressive. We've got to be more understanding of what it takes to move our country forward. And I think it's a problem. I don't want to say it's a literacy problem. I think it's a problem whereby our leaders need to take a more proactive approach. See, if we set the right examples, the people will follow. But you find leaders going down this same the warp hole, this black hole. The leaders do it. So when they do it, then the followers follow. So a lot of leaders are responsible for that way of thinking that we still are stuck in the past. You know,
Exactly.
so
Exactly. Exactly. And like you said just now, talking and going back to the PNC, I think I remember being one of the, but the matter of fact was me and Shore, although we had a back and forth, and I told him, I was very calm and I said him, I say, you know what, you got good potentials, but your only problem is that you're not an independent thinker. You're all about what they say, what the older folks say, and what the older folks say. Remember, all right, you give credit to them, they would have been there how many years and all these things they like talk about. Oh, I did here long and I just, but the thing of it, you've been there long, and what have you contributed in that time that you would have been there? What show us something, show us a legacy that the younger generation today can follow and say, you know what, this leader did this and I'm gonna follow that. So I believe that the PNC itself coming up, um or they would have said alternative government. It takes a real long time for these people to get themselves back together, because you know it becomes what the kind of mediocrity, the kind of mediocrity is contagious, and it's a sad situation, and that is why we need to look forward, right? We need to look forward of what we can do in the future. We don't want to hear what happened how much years ago. We don't want to hear about that anymore, right? And like you said, it's good that we know our past, we know the history, but we don't want to live it. We want to move forward. We want to
yeah,
make Guyana
correct,
great. You understand?
correct.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, my
So
brother. But Kevin, I gotta run my. I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
park up on the side of a road here. I gotta keep moving.
yeah. Well, what will happen? We will. Well, I will let the viewers know. We will set a special program for them where we will be in studio directly and have a better
Exactly.
conversation.
Yeah.
It's just a Sunday afternoon
Yeah. Sure.
discussion and fun, and
Yeah,
we
man.
will plan
Uh,
it, and for the viewers, they will know it. So James, be very careful on the road there, bro. I know a lot of craziness happening, especially up
I
the
got my
side.
driver. I got my driver. He got a chance to take a little nap there just now.
Yeah, yeah. But bro, I just want on behalf of myself, my family, and my viewers and everybody, you want to say, brother, welcome aboard, and we know you got a lot in you, and we know you're a plus to the People's Progressive Party Civic. So thank you once again for being here with us, brother. All right,
Thank you for having me, Kevin. Thanks for having me, man. God bless.
all right, brother. Peace out. All right, guys. So that was James, and like I would have said, James won, right? Like I would have said, this afternoon is just a bit of little wrap discussion. Returning back to the screen because there's a lot of work going on the ground. So I was saying to persons, if you don't have a TikTok account, get yourself one because apart from Facebook, the TikTok, there's a lot of information that is going out there. They are coming after me. A lot of them are very upset of those short videos that I'm doing. And if you follow those videos, I don't have to make up anything I'm going to the spot, I'm getting to the point, and I'm highlighting what was done, what was there, what wasn't done. I'm getting to the point. There's no reason for me to make up anything and lie about anything. The only people that's come out and lie to you is the PNC or the opposition side. They're the one who always with the misconceptions. They're the one who always with the lies and try to mislead you. So ensure that you equip yourself with an account and follow me there as well. And, there's a lot more I have coming out for you. I hope you guys would have enjoyed that. You would have enjoyed that little piece of discussion there with James Bond. Good afternoon to my friend Tanelia Kroll, and thank you for tuning in. Right? And, we have more coming. We have more coming. And that's actually, Mr. Bond is here. And I can tell he's here to stay, man. He means well, right? One thing about the People's Progressive Party Civic, we have an open door policy and all is welcome on board, because in order for us to see changes, in order for us to bring about changes, we have to work collectively. This is not about, it shouldn't be about party, it shouldn't be about race, it shouldn't be about religion. We need to work collectively as a people to make this country a better country. And I believe we have already started that journey through the President One Guyana initiative, and we have to ensure that we support it 100%. We have to ensure that we work with him. We have to ensure that we work with every single leader of our People's Progressive Party Civic and the government by extent, so we can make Guyana a better place for ourselves and our future generations. So with this being said, guys, if anybody want to call in, you can give me a quick shout out, 624-5454. If not, I will have to just shut off the live as well because I have some stuff to do. Y'all know tomorrow is school, right? And let me see. Somebody said, what a way to put it. All right, see it. All right, so Jason Gunneraj, good afternoon to you, and to Neely Kroll. Okay, I said to Neely, good afternoon. A good night, for motherfucker. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you again tomorrow. If not tomorrow night, tomorrow morning. My life will run random, because I'm out in the fields getting the work done as well and bringing the information accurately to you, the people out there. So once again, thank you for being here with me tonight, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. So that is my time for tonight, and peace.
We are a peaceful people, struggle is we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, big no mistake. Cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass.